talk about Medicare. Just two basic questions. The first is in the short term. You know, you've been quoted, it's all over the paper about you're willing to take a look at Medicare and Medicaid if there's a grand bargain, more than $4 trillion. How is the subject of Medicare fitting into the negotiations now on the debt ceiling?
We in Congress have to make a decision whether we change Medicare as we've known it, which has been so successful, or leave it alone. Right now, the Ryan budget, the Republican budget we got from the House, wipes out Medicaid and Medicare. And so in all the negotiations I've been doing with the president, I've made it very, very clear. Unless the millionaires and billionaires are willing to do their fair share, we're not willing to touch Medicare. We won't touch Medicare beneficiaries no matter what. But if they were willing to give something in taxes to help with our deficit problem, we would look at some of the providers, which would not affect the beneficiaries.
So seniors don't have to be concerned, even if you were to go ahead and get that compromise from the Republicans?
Now, seniors should not worry at all. Seniors are concerned more than just about Medicare. Almost 70% of the people who use Medicaid are seniors. They're in rest homes, convalescent centers. So Medicaid is not a program that people stereotype as some poor person, homeless person. Medicaid is for senior citizens who are in convalescent centers. Medicaid is for senior citizens to help them with their hospital and their doctor visits. I know quite a bit about Medicare because when my first elective job was on it's called then the Southern Nevada Memorial Hospital Board of Trustees. When I came there was no Medicare. And seniors that came to that hospital, 40% of them had no way of taking care of their bills. And so they had to get somebody to sign for them, a son, a father, mother, brother, somebody like that. And we had a collection department. If they didn't pay, we went after them. After Medicare came into being, that was no longer necessary. Now, Medicare is not a perfect program. There are problems with Medicare. But with the health care bill we passed last year, we extended the life of Medicare for 12 years. And we improved the benefits. There are now wellness programs. You get on a checkup for nothing every year. We are filling the donut hole so it's easier for them to get their drugs. So Medicare right now is doing well. And that's why we were so disappointed when the Ryan budget came to us, that is the House Republican budget, because it was after Medicare.
The Republicans believe serious reforms are needed to protect the solvency of the Medicare program. Are you prepared to embrace those in the long term once we get past the debt ceiling issue?
Once we get past the debt ceiling issue, we'll be happy to look at things we can do to strengthen those programs, of course. We know that, as I indicated, we extended the life of Medicare for 12 years with what we did with the health care bill last year. Are there things we can do to make Medicare? Of course. There's still lots of fraud, waste, and abuse. There's a lot of doctors who are not using electronic billing, don't have electronic records. That costs us a lot of money. Where we think that there's some of the hospitals taking advantage of the taxpayers with how they're reimbursed with by Medicare. So there are a lot of things we can do to make it a better system.
One last question, and that is, the situation in Capitol Hill strangely reminds me of what took place at the state legislature. You know, had some conservative Republicans that dug their heels in. It wasn't until the Supreme Court stepped in, and of course Governor Sandoval went ahead and embraced that decision as he probably should have, and they passed a budget. It's eerily similar to me here on Capitol Hill. What ultimately is going to break this impasse?
Well, I wish we were as fortunate as Governor Sandoval. He was saved by the court. We're not going to be saved by the court. Sandoval, it was as if he woke up one morning and had a great big present under the tree and it wasn't even Christmas time. But we don't have that benefit. I've had these extended meetings in the White House with Democrats and Republicans, and we're going to work our way through this. Will it be perfect? No. But I think we're going to be able to get it done. I was very happy yesterday that 300 of the finest businesses, biggest business in America, wrote us a letter and said, get this thing done. This will be, I think, a shot in the arm to the Republicans. And my counterpart, Mitch McConnell, I'm not in love with his proposal that he's given us, but it's a step in the right direction. And I said on the Senate floor today, and I say to you, I'm glad Senator McConnell did this. It gives us something to work with.
Senator Reid, that's all I've got. Thank you for your time.